this was a pretty good film. A pretty good start to this franchise. Well, to me, the first half of it was boring. But the second half is where it gets better and better. I mean, I don't blame you. I feel like the movie focuses way more on the humans than the Transformers. Yeah, I find that very disappointing. Like, me and some of the other Autobots, we don't appear until towards the second half of the film. And Megatron, he doesn't appear until towards the final act. Same with Starscream, and some other Decepticons like Brawl and Bone Crusher. We'll get to that part later. Now, the main plot of this film. The Decepticons were looking for this ancient artifact called the Allspark, which is an artifact that gives life to machines and stuff. And they want to use it to turn every single machine on Earth into an army of evil robots and destroy all life on Earth.
And the Autobots? They intend to prevent that from happening. And to do so, they need to find it before the Decepticons do. And, if they manage to retrieve the Allspark without the Decepticons interfering, they might have a chance to rebuild Cybertron.
And to locate it, they need some kind of coordinates. And apparently, the main human lead of this film, Sam Witwicky, played by Shia LaBeouf, has those coordinates in his great-great-grandfather's glasses. Because apparently, his great-great-grandfather found the Allspark and Megatron many years ago. I have to say that this movie definitely has a very interesting plot, especially involving the Allspark and all that. I can agree with that. However, there's just one concept about the Allspark I thought was kind of confusing. What's that? The Allspark has the ability to give life to machines, right? And it also has the ability to repair robots who are damaged, recreate them basically. But apparently, whenever you place the cube into a robot's chest, it'll kill them and destroy the Allspark in the process. How does that make sense?
You know, that's actually a very good point. If anything, that should have given them more upgrades instead of killed them.
That actually would be interesting to see. I think the main highlight of the entire film is most definitely the voice cast for the Transformers themselves. Especially Peter Cullen, who came back as Optimus Prime. Oh yes. I am so glad that they actually brought him back for these films. And I'm also very glad that even Michael Bay knows that Peter Cullen is irreplaceable in the role. And I know he doesn't top Frank Welker, but Hugo Weaving was phenomenal as Megatron. Absolutely. It's a real shame that Megatron never appeared until towards the finale. Well, properly, I mean, because he did appear in some flashbacks and stuff. Speaking of which, can we talk about how absolutely underused we were? The Transformers, I mean? Yeah, sure. Okay, so in this movie we have 5 Autobots and a couple of Decepticons. And the Autobots we have in this movie are Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Jazz, Ironhide, and Ratchet. Yeah, and out of all the Autobots in this movie, Bumblebee has the most screen time because he was the first one to come to Earth, and throughout most of the first half of the movie, he was in his vehicle mode until he sent a signal to the other Autobots, and then he had a fight with Barricade, and then he met Sam and Michaela. And as for the other Autobots, they didn't appear until almost an hour into the movie, which is very disappointing. Yeah, and I thought I was supposed to be the main character of Transformers. And then for Decepticons, we have Megatron, Starscream, Barricade, Blackout, Bone Crusher, and Brawl, and those mini Decepticons are Frenzy and Scorponok. Most of the Decepticons in this movie were incredibly underused. Like we said earlier, Megatron didn't appear properly until the final act, Starscream barely did anything, and he only had 2 lines of dialogue, Brawl only appeared in the final battle, Bone Crusher didn't show up until his fight with Optimus Prime, and Barricade? Where was he during the final battle? That's what I want to know. I think out of all the Decepticons, the one who has the most screen time is Frenzy, which sucks, because I don't really like that character. I also feel like they got some of the Decepticons wrong in some ways. For example, isn't Bone Crusher supposed to be a Constructicon? I think you're right, yeah. And I'm also pretty sure that Frenzy is supposed to be a minion of Soundwave, not Barricade.
Maybe Soundwave asked Frenzy to team up with Barricade while he's doing something else?
That could be it. But now we get on to the human characters, who are basically the main focuses of the movie. Right. Well, first we have Shia LaBeouf playing the main human lead, Sam Witwicky, who is this nerdy teenager who mainly wants to impress the girl of his dreams, Michaela. But then he bought a car, which that car turned out to be Bumblebee, and then I think we all know the rest. I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of this character. I really don't care about him. Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I really could care less about Sam and Michaela's love story. I find it boring to watch. Oh, and speaking of Michaela, why the hell is Megan Fox in this movie? Because, I'm sorry to say this, well, actually, not really. Megan Fox is a terrible actress.
Well, I can't really argue with that. I mean, she was pretty bland in this movie, I will admit.
I thought she was more bland in the sequels. Heck, I also think Sam was more annoying in the sequels. He was fine in this movie, but in the sequels, he became more and more annoying. Maybe so, but he was nowhere near as annoying as his parents. Yeah, we don't need to talk about them. But those two characters who work for the government, you know, Captain William Lennox and this character played by Tyrese Gibson, Epps, was it? Those two characters I actually do like. Why couldn't they be the main leads instead of Sam? Because Sam's role in this movie was important? Right. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm gonna rate this film a 7.5 out of 10. And guys, stay tuned for our review for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which features Tony Todd. Rest in peace. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.